Hello guys, Drewie8897, and we've got a little bit of a specialty today. Besides scam baiting, I've decided to get this for my birthday, which will be in a couple more weeks. So this is going to basically replace the drive that is in here. Alright, so I'm gonna place that here while I unbox it. Before I unbox it, let me go ahead and go over the tools that are needed to do this. You need one of these, preferably the Phillips branding. If you're cloning your existing Windows partition, you would need this. It is a USB to SATA connector. Or if you want to reinstall Windows from scratch, you would need this with the Windows media installation media on it for either Home or Pro based on what version you currently have in your system already. And then, of course, a bowl to put all your screws in. And then on top of that, if you've got a laptop, you would need one of these to basically open the underneath chassis. So I'm going to put my phone back down here for a second while I go ahead and open the drive where I can show you what the drive looks like. And yes, if you're cloning it, you will need cloning software such as Macrium Reflect right here. Which Macrium Reflect is a free software. Of course, you get your quick start guide. Well, you can't see it from where I'm shooting it. You got your quick start guide. And then the actual drive itself. It feels really metallic. Now, the difference between a solid state and a normal drive, this one has no moving parts, so if you just happen to just fling it, you won't experience a head crash at all compared to a normal mechanical drive. So basically, after this gets put in, you can fling it and fling your stuff all you want. Alright, so give me a second where I can go ahead and get the SATA connector. I want to flip the camera around where you can see me put this on the SATA connector. Now, you would basically want to line this port with its normal port, say like if you have a desktop, and then this port with its own port. But it'd be a lot faster for your desktop people if you actually use the SATA cable, or if you have the extra SATA cable lying around and connect it directly to the computer. Now for this, I had to use this because I'm putting it into a laptop, so I got to use a SATA to USB cable. And basically, you would want to put it in like so, until you see all the gold going. So, you would want to put this into your USB 3.0 port, which is the highest speed port that you got on the computer. I don't know if you can see it from this point of view. It's going to be this port right here. Sorry for the camera shaking here, folks. But it's going to be that port right where my finger is at. That is my 3.0 port. So it just picked the drive up. It's going to go on the screensaver right quick. And basically it's going to install the software. Okay, it's not going to pick up on the computer. And then we would go straight to Macrium Reflect. It's going to ask If you want to use this, yes. And then it will load the appropriate stuff for it. Now, Macro Reflect is really easy to install. It's practically nothing. Now, when you want to clone, you would want to go here where it says clone this disk. Here's the second drive, completely unformatted, and then my primary drive. See, note that it will reserve 16 megabytes of storage to be unformatted to basically keep the drive alive. So click on clone this disk, select disk to clone to, then we would go to disk 2, and then basically start dragging all the partitions just as you see them, like so. So basically, it will be a direct copy of the current drive that is seated right here. Click Next. Click Next again. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Alright, make sure that you go into the advanced options first and make sure that SSD trim is on. You will basically need that on, and you will that will be basically your defragmenter for this disk. So make sure that that is on before you go and hit Next. And then Finish. And then when you say, what do you want to do now? Run this back up now. Done. And it's going to start the cloning process now. So I'll be back as soon as this is done cloning. Alright, we're back, and the clone took only 43 minutes to complete. Now, for this part, you'll need something to basically get your laptop apart once you unscrew it. I just use the little plastic piece off of a credit or debit card that we don't plan on using anymore because it comes from, well, you know, different companies trying to solicit business, so we got used for that to basically go in this little section right here and pop it loose as soon as we get all the screws loose. But for this next step, you can either power down the computer or safely remove the USB to SATA device. And it might take a while. Okay, it won't let me do it since I have Macro Reflect still in use. So let me go ahead and close that. Okay, now Macro Reflect is out of use. It should let me eject it now. So I am just going to do as I stated earlier and just power down the machine. And it's powering down. As soon as it powers down, you can basically go ahead and shut the device down. Now, I'm not going to bother to show you the whole disassembly because I've got another part that I want to go ahead and put in it also, which is this, to replace the BIOS battery that's already in there. So, as soon as those two things are complete, okay, it just shut down, so you can go ahead and disconnect the drive. It did get a little warm to the touch while I was cloning, but hopefully that'll go away once all that's done. So, I'll be back as soon as I get this torn apart. Alright guys, I am finally in. I've replaced the battery already. It's just getting the actual old drive out. So, I'm going to use this as a step-up tool in the box. To maybe get you a better view. Hold on. Get you a better view of the action. Okay. Alright, I don't know if you can see all this, but we're just going to roll with it. Alright, basically taking the hard drive off like this. Make sure that you do not break these ribbon cables to the right. And just wiggle them off like so. Okay, drive is out. So, basically, what we're going to do, I'm going to move some stuff around while I'm doing this. Is basically taking these two screws off of each side. So, I will be back once that is done. Alright, she's in. I had to take, as you noticed earlier, I had to take that screw out, this one out, and that one out. And then shake that loose. Hopefully I have no loose SATA connection or ribbons. So she's basically ready to be put back together and turned on. During the process of first boot up, I am not going to run it on, I'm going to run it on the battery here. So, I'll go ahead and get her put back together and boot her, and let's see what she does. Alright, and if my crappy phone camera would focus. It is now booting up in perfect condition. You hear no hum of this anymore. And it boots up on a dime. So I'm going to enter my pin right quick. Focus. You know, it'd probably be a better idea to put this on the battery for right now. Put that off the battery right now because I can't get the sucker to focus. Focus. Okay, there we go. And we booted into Windows just like that. So everything is as it should be. So I am going to switch to the screen capture up here, and I am going to show you the SSD speeds. So be right back. Alright, now we're going to do this disk speed test on Crystal Disk Mark. Now, as for the old drive, what you could do is use it for backup. You can use it in another laptop, computer, maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't throw the old drive away if unless it is in the state of caution or pending failure, which the drive that was in this computer only had about 4,100 hours on it. So yeah, I will probably end up keeping this, maybe using it as a spare. But yeah, that's something that you can do with the drive that you take out and replace it with a solid state. And so far, the test for the read speed has hit 541.4. So that is really excellent speed for a solid state drive. And it practically loaded OBS Studio without much problem compared to the Western Digital Blue drive that was came into the computer stock. So yeah, I would say that is definitely a win on my part or anybody's part that is thinking about getting a solid state drive and would want to get one. And this drive is only 2 years old from what I can see on the date code of the old drive. And I'm getting really good read speed so far on this test. I'm going to do a full on the battery test later on, so I'll let you know how that goes when I edit and upload this as a premiere for Sunday. And feel free to ask any questions in the chat if you are here during the premiere, or leave anything in the comments if you happen to have not caught this when it premiered. I'll try to answer as many questions during this whole video. So yeah, the write speeds are a little bit shy of what they're advertising, but I can understand that because it would probably be between the chipset, which is an AMD chipset, or something with the SATA controller. But they were advertised about 500 on the read write. Yeah, about 515 on the right. So yeah, that is a little bit low, but it's still within tolerance. At least for me. I don't know about you. And I will tell you this, to disable your disk defragmenter, because defragmenting these types of drives will cause them to wear out much quicker. And I could show you basically after the speed test is over. I'm getting good write speeds compared to the old drive. This would read like into the 80s, 90s, maybe 100s on the Western Digital Blue. But this is really good speed. So, yep, there it goes. Those are the speeds. Now, to disable disk defragmenter, you would go to your little search bubble right next to the start menu and type this, open, and you would want to go here to change settings, uncheck this, click OK, and then close. Now I will open Google Chrome just to show you how fast this is going to open up. And that's how fast anything opens up. I'm going to try one more program. I'm going to go for Ultra Office Suite, which is, it was $15 when I got it off of the Microsoft Store, so. And then I will leave the cloning program link in the description when I upload. And the drive link. And that's how fast it opens. And of course I'm getting notifications why I'm doing this, so yeah. So this completes the install of the HP SSD 700. The HP SSD S700 2.5 inch solid state drive, 500 gigs. So I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like. And as always, don't be afraid to leave a comment after the video. Any questions you may have. Have a nice day.